it didn't even hurt. I was nervous for nothing. I didn't even know if she did it. All right. Hey YouTube, my name is Joey. Welcome to the vlog. Today I'm going to give you my latest update on the results of my blood work that I did. And we'll talk about a continuous glucose monitor and hormones. So if you are curious or interested in either of those two, stay tuned and on with the vlog.
All right, here we are. We are going to put on Joey's arm her continuous glucose monitor. This is what the continuous glucose monitor looks like. It's the Freestyle Libre 3. She brings her arm up like this. This is where the fat is. I cleaned it with alcohol. We press this, boom.
Really,
down.
that's it?
That's
Are you serious?
That's
that was it?
There's her continuous glucose monitor. Now, this is gonna sync to the app, Freestyle Libre 3 app on her telephone. It's a Bluetooth device. Now, she was really worked up about how painful this is gonna be.
I didn't even feel it.
Didn't even hurt. Now, here's why Joey needs this. Joey, for some reason that we don't understand, is in the pre-diabetic category. She has an A1C of 5.2. If you read the data in our crazy world, within 10 years, the chances of her being a full-fledged diabetic are fairly high. So what she's going to do with this continuous glucose monitor is figure out what foods she's eating that are causing these giant glucose spikes and valleys that are causing the insulin to circulate in her body. She's now becoming insulin resistant. With this device, we're going to gather information. We're going to reverse this pre-diabetes that she's marching toward and build her health and wellness and fitness for years to come.
Yep, I had my blood work done on May 13th. And little did I know that after reading the results, I had some decisions I had to make that would change the course of some of my life decisions. So let me get into this. So let's go back about 8 to 9 months ago when everything seemed to kind of go south. Fatigue, brain fog, strength, lack of motivation, you name it, I was not feeling my 100%. So I decided to get blood work done since I was already doing the correct things that I needed to do, drinking enough water, working out 5 days a week, eating clean, getting plenty of sleep, lowering my stress. So all these things I had in place, still I wasn't feeling how I thought I should feel. So like you heard in that clip before, my A1C was up to 5.8, which pushed me over into the pre-diabetic range. And once again, all the things that I do as my lifestyle for the last 6 years, it really didn't compute that I was pre-diabetic. But I don't know, maybe it's my age, who knows? But anyhow, enough with that. So being that I was in that pre-diabetic state, I decided to take some action. Because if normally going to your general practitioners, they don't really do anything until you are actually a diabetic. So I wanted to reverse that pre-diabetes. So I decided to get a continuous glucose monitor so I can reverse that pre-diabetes through basically what I put into my body. And boy, let me tell you, it's been a little over a month, and it's a pretty interesting roller coaster ride to kind of watch what your glucose does after eating certain foods, or even the order in which you eat things, exercising afterwards. The type of exercise will change my spikes. There's glucose hacks that there are out there to help lower the glucose spikes, or at least get those spikes not so spiky and make them more undulating. So that I've learned a lot. And plus, it's right in your face. The app's on my phone. I look at it and it's telling me that I can't eat corn tortillas, or I just can't eat a banana by itself. So learning how to adjust the way I eat, I'm able to bring those spikes down and not get such high readings. So that is a plus. So I'm maintaining that. I'm definitely going to get my bloods retested in about 4 months to see if I can reverse that prediabetes. So let's move on and talk about hormones. So when I got my blood results back on my hormones, of course my estradiol, my progesterone was 0, which wasn't surprising since I am postmenopausal, but my free testosterone was also undetectable. It was below 0. So that being said, I was talking to my practitioner, the one that actually helped me out to get these tests done, because my regular general practitioner refused to do it, but that's another video. We discussed about my one of my major concerns is lack of strength and muscle building, because we know how important building muscle helps with the longevity. Also, the fatigue and the brain fog was another big issues that I was having that I wanted to resolve. So we initially decided to go on testosterone replacement therapy to see if I can get some muscle growth going, some strength going, all those good things. Then we talked about it, I thought about it, and we discussed about the progesterone and estradiol, that we just might as well just throw in all of it and just do hormone replacement therapy. So I decided to go ahead and do that. So one thing about going on HRT that played into my decision was I'm a competitive bodybuilder, and I like to compete in the natural federations where they do drug testing. Unfortunately, HRT is one of the banned substances on the list. So if I do HRT, I can no longer compete in those drug tested federations. So that leaves me once again competing with people who are possibly enhanced. And of course, I'm sure there are some natural athletes that compete within the non-drug tested federations. But, you know, if you know, you know. So that was a decision I had to make. So it kind of put a ceiling on how far I can go within my bodybuilding career. Although I am choosing to do HRT, I know that I am not going to be adding other enhancing drugs to get me to a physique that I would need to be to compete at the top level. So kind of put me in a tough situation. So definitely, like I said, put a ceiling on how far I can progress in the non-drug tested federations. It's been about 5 weeks since I've started using the continuous glucose monitor and my HRT. I'm definitely adjusted some of the things that I do with my diet. And for the HRT, I highly recommend it. Even though it's only been, like I said, about 5 weeks, I'm not as tired anymore. I can remember what I did this morning, because before I couldn't even remember what I ate for breakfast. Let's see. Oh, the big one, which I was surprised that it happened so soon, is my joints don't hurt in the morning anymore. I would hobble out of bed every morning, but now I don't do that. So I am so grateful for that joints feel great. I even took out my joint supplements because I don't need them anymore. As for strength in the gym and seeing any muscle mass growth, I'm not really seeing that yet. They do say it takes about 3 months before you start seeing any effects of that. I do use an InBody and I do DEXA scans to kind of monitor my muscle mass and my body fat and bone density. So still, fingers are crossed that with the help of that little bit of testosterone that's added into my HRT cocktail, it will help me start building some muscle, because the way that it's been this past year, it has been going down, my muscle mass, and we don't want that. We want to build muscle as a maturing older person to help with that longevity, because I don't want to be 80 years old, breaking a hip, and dying in 6 months. So it's so important to build muscle mass. So that's why I'm getting a little help from my pharmaceutical friends to make sure that I have a long, healthy life. I just want to thank you guys for watching until the end of the video. I will definitely keep you updated, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that I will reverse my pre-diabetes and also give you an update on how the HRT is going. So until the next video, have a fantastic day. And oh yeah, I'll update you on something else. Here, let me show you. Maggie. Hi, Maggie. I think the last time you were on my vlog, you were just a puppy. Maggie.